Welcome everybody to Bedbug TV. I'm your host, Jeff White. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk to everybody about bedbugs in schools. And in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about grade schools. We'll talk about colleges in a different episode because they're completely different environments. And so here I am in a school, and obviously, bedbugs are occurring inside schools. What's happening is that a student that's in that classroom has bedbugs at home and is introducing them into the classroom via a backpack, sometimes even their clothes, and then somebody's finding them, and obviously hysteria ensues. And so what I want to do is talk a little bit about some of the concepts behind this, and then talk about a few things that you can do to reduce the chance that your child brings bedbugs home, and a few products that you can consider installing in your house to reduce the chance that bedbugs actually infest your home. And so from a bedbugs in schools perspective, know that it's still a very, very small chance that the school that your child goes to is going to find bedbugs inside of it. In your inner city settings where you have lots of people in a very small area, that's typically where we're seeing our stories circulate about bedbugs being found in a school, but it can happen anywhere, and so this is good information for just about anybody who's concerned about the topic. And so as I said, your students going into a school that has a bedbug infestation at home and bringing bedbugs in that way. Another thing that you need to be aware of is that if your child goes into that classroom, it's a very small chance that they bring multiple bedbugs home with them. And so even if they were to bring one bedbug home, that doesn't guarantee you're going to have an infestation actually develop at your house. I'm not saying that information should make you feel better about the situation, but know that in addition to there being a very small chance that bedbugs are found in that school, an even smaller chance they're found in the classroom that your student is in, there's even yet a smaller chance that they then bring multiple bedbugs or a fertilized female back home. And so just some things to put this problem into perspective. And so what I want to do though is talk about a few things that you can do, very easy things. Over here we have a very simple Tupperware container. And where you could possibly utilize something like this is at your home. And so when your student comes back, or your child comes back from school, obviously the backpack is the number one culprit when it comes to, well, we don't know that by statistics, but probably the number one culprit in terms of the introduction of bedbugs into your house. What we know about bedbugs is they have a very difficult time climbing very smooth surfaces. And so this Tupperware container is a great place to put items like this, because God forbid there's a bedbug on it and it walks off, it's going to have a very hard time escaping this Tupperware container. And so it's a very simple thing that your child can put its backpack in, or whatever the case may be, and the bug is going to have a very difficult time getting out. Another very simple thing that you can do is, here is a very simple Ziploc bag. Now obviously this is too small to put a backpack in, but there are bigger Ziploc bags, and this is also good to store smaller items in. So you put the items inside the Ziploc bag, you seal it up, and you can either put it inside this Tupperware container or outside of it, as long as it's not compromised and doesn't have any holes, and bugs shouldn't be able to get onto the items inside of it or off of the items that are inside of it. And so these are two very simple things that you can do to prevent bedbugs from hopefully infesting your home. Now obviously this isn't going to kill any bedbugs that might be on the backpack, and we'll talk about some things you can use to maybe do something like that in a second, but a good way to contain any problems that might be coming in and out of the home. Now, over here I've got a couple products that you can consider if you want to take the next step. If you know bedbugs have been found in your child's school, let's say several times, and it is a legitimate concern for you, we have bed encasements here that you could put on your mattress and box spring, and what this is going to do is protect your bed and make the bugs very easy to find if you conduct a very basic inspection. We have interception devices that you can install under the legs of the bed, and as the bugs travel to the bed, they're hopefully going to fall in these trap wells, get stuck, and hopefully maybe even prevent an infestation from ever occurring, but nonetheless make it easy to detect that you actually have a problem. We have two different types of bags over here. This is called a bug zip bag, which is something you could use like the Tupperware container and put the backpack inside one of these bags, and bugs can't get in and out of these bags, so a way to contain bugs. And these are green, clean, dissolvable laundry bags. And what these are is you could take your child's clothes when he or she returns from school and drop these right into a hot wash cycle, and that way you don't have to worry about transferring bugs from the clothes to the washing machine. And then the last thing we have is that big white box underneath all these things, which is a portable heating device. That's a more advanced option, obviously, for the prevention of bed bugs, where you can take your backpack, the student's backpack, put it in this device, and actually heat up items in that device for a set amount of time, and that will kill any bed bugs on the outside of that backpack. And so that's a very, it's a little bit more advanced thing to do in regards to the prevention of bed bugs, but something you can consider. And you can also use that for traveling items like suitcases and other things like that. And so those are some very simple pointers and some very simple things to think about when it comes to bed bugs in schools, particularly grade schools. And like I said, the chance that that's going to happen is still extraordinarily slim. And so it's not, I personally don't think it's a panic item. But nonetheless, if you're concerned, very simple things you can do to reduce the likelihood that bed bugs are introduced to your house. If you have any questions, jeff.white@bedbugcentral.com. And I hope to see everybody soon enough.